Okay, so it looks like we have a game here against Hapo Usage. Hapo Usage. Okay, playing black. We're going to go with, let's go with our trusty D4 here. And did you guys watch the games between MVL and Hikari just now? Pretty interesting. I'm streaming, so unfortunately I didn't get to, but I heard that it went 13-3 with 2 draws, so sounds like Hikaru kind of mopped up pretty well. Yeah, at 2,000 plus on chess.com, it is tough to find a game, so it will be a little bit slower with these last few days of the challenge, just due to finding opponents to play against. But we're gonna, you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll get there. All right, I think we'll just play. Let's go E4 here. Excuse me. So, pretty passive opening from black here. Not a huge fan of knight d7 this early. Plus, they can't even castle yet, and we're already castled with good development. So I feel like white's maybe not a better here, but I would take white over black in this position, in my opinion. And we have a little bit of extra space, which is always nice. And we have a 30-second time edge on the clock, which is always nice in Blitz, too. Play on ICC? Well, if I played on ICC, that would defeat the whole challenge. I'd have to do a new rating account and things like that. Plus, I really like chess.com. It's kind of like my home, almost. Can title players get multiple free diamond accounts on chess.com? I did ask chess.com's permission before getting this account. I asked them if they could put my title on it, give me the diamond permission and all that. I think as a titled player, you can have multiple. You can have 2 accounts, from what I understand. And I think that I'm not sure if you're usually supposed to get diamond on the second account, but you can have at least 2 accounts as a titled player. The reason behind that is because sometimes titled players just want to play on an anonymous account where people can't like follow their games and study them. I think we're going to grab the pawn here. Ever tried LeeChess.org? Ever played any variants? Yeah, I've played on LeeChess. I have a titled account on there and a anonymous account. But yeah, I've played a lot of variants as well. Bughouse is definitely my favorite variant. Crazy House is also a ton of fun. Those are the 2 main ones for me, personally. I just passed 1,000 in chess.com rating today for the first time, by the way. Oh, that's awesome. I've improved from 900 in 3 to 4 weeks by playing a few games a day and watching some videos on YouTube. Do you think I can keep up that pace until like 14 to 1,500? Yeah, you can definitely keep the pace up. It's not an unreasonable pace. Gaining 100 points in about 3 to 4 weeks is definitely not unreasonable or anything like that. Yeah, just continue playing, continue, you know, doing your best, and don't set yourself so much of a rating goal. Try to just set yourself more of a, I want to improve every game, I want to get better every game type thing. That's probably the better way of setting yourself a goal there. Alright, King E8. So black's development, as we see, is all backwards here. He wants to play bishop c5, probably. I'm going to play... Well, he also could play bishop to b4. I think we're just going to play bishop b2. Oh, no problem, Steel. Okay, we're going to play h3. I want to keep the knight off g4. Knight g4 is a little annoying to deal with, so let's just play h3. We're going to play knight a4 pretty soon, too. Maybe like, I don't know, rook d2, and then knight a4 or something like that. Could also play a4 here. A4 seems okay. We're going to reroute the knight to c4, knight d2 to c4, and a4 just stops black from playing b5. That's really all it is. So knight d2, knight c4 next move probably. Knight e2 maybe is also possible. So let's go knight e2 first, actually, and then knight c4. This stops black from playing bishop d4. If I had done knight c4 immediately, he plays bishop d4. Alright, knight c4 hitting the e5 pawn. I think bishop c3 is okay here, hitting the a5 pawn, so he has to play like b6. Bishop b4, okay. I think we're just pretty happy. I'd say I'm pretty happy here just grabbing it. Now, let's play a little bit of a tricky spot. He's going to play knight to c5 pretty soon. How do I slow that down? Can I slow it down? Not really. Maybe taking the bishop wasn't the best. Oh, okay. We're going to play f3, keep the e4 pawn guarded, advance our king to the center, and we will, at the end of the day, have a better pawn structure based on the doubled b pawns here. So at the end of the day, our pawn structure should compensate for the other, maybe not as great stuff in our position. All right. So maybe is there a way to attack the the b4 pawn? I'm going to go knight c1, knight b2, and knight d3 to attack b4. First, we're going to play h4 though. Lock up the king side a bit. King g2. Let's go knight b2. We're going to go knight d3 next move. Knight d3. Trading off knights is good for me. He's probably going to play knight d7 though. Oh, okay. Take. Now b4 is tough to guard. He has to play like rook b6 to keep it guarded. Okay. Now we're going to play bishop to f1. Maybe play a5 and then move the knight next move, something like that. a5, rook b5, knight somewhere. How long have I been streaming? Hopefully you can keep going after the challenge. Yeah, I've been streaming. If you mean today, I've been streaming since about 2:30 Pacific time. If you mean like overall, I started kind of officially streaming back in February, end of February, beginning of March, and took a break for about the month of April and May, and I'm back to streaming during June here. Not a5, knight c5, then a5. Yeah, so the idea was here knight c5 and then a5. Then the rook's trapped. Pretty much. If I had done a5 immediately, I guess, this is also possible. I could also have done rook here. Lots of stuff was, good for me here. Rook a4 even. Rook a4 here, and this rook is trapped after I move the knight. So lots of stuff that was good for me here. Okay, let's analyze this one. So d4, d6, knight f3, g6, g3, bishop g7, g2, castles, e5, e4, knight f6, knight c3. c6 is probably black's, I wouldn't say huge, or not huge, I wouldn't say big mistake. Black should probably just get castled first and then play c6. When they play c6 now, this d6 square is weak. We take and plop our queen in there. Now we can't castle. You just can't do it. You can't castle through the queen. So he has to play like queen e7, and trading the queens here, and then playing b3 and maybe bishop a3. Bishop b2, h3. So the problem with black now is that because his king is stuck in the center, this rook it's harder to develop. Because this knight can't move, this bishop's hard to develop. If this knight ever moves somewhere, we grab the e5 pawn for free. So we just worked on maneuvering our pieces a bit, attacking e5, attacking a5, take, f3, knight c5, king f2, knight c1, h4, and we're just rerouting, trying to attack the weakness that's in black's position now. These doubled pawns are not so good for black, and we're attacking there. And then we play you know, a5, rook b5, rook a4 was optional. Bishop f1 is optional. Lots of stuff is good here for white, really. At the very least, we're going to pick this pawn up. Or maybe the exchange if he goes wrong. And it looks like he just lost on time, so we get a win there. Am I playing?